and he's like this, and we were, I need water, help me, I need water, help. And this is on live television. Dumb people, liberal people. Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? Not good. Believe me, not good. Believe me, not good. Believe me, not good. Believe me, not good. Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Can you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know. Because we know that it's messy. So as to whether or not I can get this apparatus moving this quickly, because time isn't on our side. Everything else is on our side. Facts are on our side. This was a massive fraud. As far as my relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room. I am the least racist. I am the least racist. I am the least racist person in this room. All people. I think I have great relationships with all people.
And by the way, I don't think that's some grand conspiracy. I think this is sort of what power is. I mean this at a sort of high level.
Tweet. That was an opinion of somebody, and that was a retweet. Tweet. That was an opinion of somebody. And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint, when they thought about it.
It's not that they don't want to help. They don't know quite what to do. Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night. The phone. Make sure the kids hear word. The kid coming from
8 months after his alleged meeting with the Burmese executives. So this Burmese, they say, pronounce it Burmese, a real beautiful company. No good, really bad for you. I don't wear a mask like him. Every time you see him, he's got a mask. He could be speaking 200 feet away from me. He shows up with the biggest mask I've ever seen. He was not a loser. He was a patriot. The people left behind there were heroes. And I resent what you like help. I'm talking about my son, Bo Biden. You're talking about Hunter. I know Hunter got thrown out of the Hunter. I'm talking about my son, Bo Biden. You're talking about I know Hunter. I'm talking about my son, Bo Biden. You're talking about I know Hunter.
Look, talk about education. I propose that what we take is those very poor schools, the Title I schools, triple the amount of money we spend, from 15 to 45 billion a year. Give every single teacher a raise, an equal raise of getting out the $60,000 level. Number two, make sure that we bring in to help the teachers deal with the problems that come from home.
Hello, users, and welcome to another episodic installation of Above It All, the greatest, with no asterisk here. There's no asterisk. This is the greatest. I don't need to. There's no like one of those like Jesus crucifixes that you see. Like, you know, when you're reading a book and you're like, damn, I'm reading a good ass book, and then you see an asterisk, right? And then you look at the bottom of the page and there's two little footnotes. There's an asterisk and then there's like that weird crucifix Jesus Christ thing. I don't know where they came up with that. I have no idea. But either way, this is not an asterisk. This is not a crucifix. This is the greatest show of all time. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for showing up. All right. So, hello, Lilith Matthew, the winner of today's first user challenge. There you go. Hello, Witch Shunt. Hello, Icky. Hello, Elise. Hello, Nicholas. Hello, Dusty. Hello, Cloud. And hello, Just Pizza Crust. And also, hello, JL, coming in right at the end there. You know how, like, when you're doing sequential things with commas and stuff, you say and on the last one? So, like, red, blue, and green. So JL comes in at the last moment. I've already delivered my and. There's no way I'm out of this. I'm already in there. I've delivered the and. I'm already in the middle of the last word of the sentence, and then JL pops in, ruining everything. Hello, King of Badgers. What's poppin'? Hello, hello, hello. Alrighty, so hopefully everyone's having a good day. I'm not. I'm just kidding. I'm having a great day. Yesterday was Thanksgiving, also known as the fake day of, you know, cringe and garbage, you know, whatever. So my Thanksgiving ritual that I do is I like to drink a lot of alcohol on Thanksgiving. I got drunk starting as soon as the show ended at like 11:15 or so. I pounded back my first shot of liquor and felt good the whole day. Went to bed. By the time I went to bed, I was like, you know, maybe like a little tipsy, but you know, pretty much a good day. Ate a lot of extremely bad food. And by that I mean mashed potatoes, and broccoli, and onions, and some other various things, because my family, they're like doing this dumb thing. Oh, we got a turkey. We're making a turkey. Bitch, I'm a fucking vegetarian, motherfucker. So they do this thing where they call them sides. Yeah, they're sides. Oh, you have turkey and that's the main dish, and then you got the sides. Well, bitch, motherfucker, how about we have two main dishes? Where like, hello? Like, come on. This is ridiculous. Anyway, enough of that. Fuck my family, and fuck your family too. If you eat turkey on Thanksgiving, fuck you. And I hope that you have copious amounts of medical debt in your future. Anyway, so with that being said, hello, Jason Popoward. What's poppin'? Woohoo! I finally made it to a live stream. Hey! How's it going? Do people, like, come across... Like, okay, I'm going to give a little bit of a poll here. So when you found my channel, how did you find my channel? If you've been here for more than a year, don't bother answer. I mean, you could answer, but I care less about your take, because I probably already know the answer at Icky. But if you're new here, new being showing up in the last year or so, how did you find the channel? Is it from, like, a video clip, or especially, I guess, in the last few months? I'm just curious, like, what's the reach here? Reddit a week or so ago. Reddit, I see, okay. If someone ever sees me on Reddit, please forward the link to me. I love knowing what people say about me, especially when they're not, you know, when they don't know that I'm reading. So I love reading Reddit comments about me. For example, sometimes I go on Reddit and I see someone post one of my clips and I'm like, oh, hell yeah. So then I click on the comment section, right? And then all of a sudden people are saying I'm whiny. I sound like a bitch. Like my arguments are not good. And I'm like, whoa, I'm being attacked here. Like my freedom of speech is being suppressed. I'm being assaulted, you know. So whenever you see me on Reddit, make sure that you let me know, because I love reading things that people say about me that are negative. I don't know, it's some kind of like disease or something. I'm not sure. Hello, Furwana Gaming. I like half of that username. Apollo Legend. Interesting. I heard someone say you sound like a grandma. That's true, actually. Twitter. Someone RT'd you and it went from there. Well, I'm not a huge fan of Russia today, personally, but I mean, you know, I'll take it. Yeah. So hopefully everyone's having a good day. So, yeah, I've got news here. There's some news, and it's here. The news is here. And yeah, so I was doing a fundraiser. That's correct. You might have not known this, or you might have known this. So I was doing a fundraiser to purchase new audio equipment, mostly microphone, some other stuff, and so that actually somehow Operation Grift, I managed to raise $400 in about 26 hours. Good stuff, right? Good fucking stuff. So thank you for the money. I've already purchased 3 ounces of marijuana. The grift is successful, and I hope that you're okay with this tin can microphone. So, I'm just kidding. However, it's Black Friday / Cyber Monday, and I successfully grifted the entirety of what I wanted out of my audience, so I should be able to actually get some deals here. I should be able to get like a sweet 20% off, you know? I should be able to get like maybe a 30% off on one of these motherfuckers. Like, I mean, like, that's like the idea here. Like, that's the idea. So, I might save some money. And again, if I save some money, if I manage to get like, $50 off on all this equipment that I'm going to buy, you bet your sweet bippy I will not be giving any refunds. I will put this into my food budget. Thank you. That is 3 ounces as an operational expense. That's correct. That's absolutely correct. But yeah, so hopefully I will get this new equipment over the next couple days. I might wait until Monday itself just to see. So I think I'm going to wait till Monday. We'll see about that. But hopefully by this time next week, we can be approaching what I like to refer to as Season 3 of Above It All. That's correct. Season 1 being before I did live-streamed versions. Now I'm doing live-streamed versions for like 3 months. Then we're going to get an upgrade. We're going to bring it back, right? It's going to be amazing, right? You're going to hear me. Hopefully my voice sounds less tinny. Hopefully I peak less. And just hopefully I sound better. I want to get that boom. I want to get that, like, when I make, like, a screeching noise, like, ah! Like, I want that to be extremely crystallized. I want that to be understood. I want that to be heard. And I hope that you hear me. So, because also I hit the $400 mark, again, when I get all the equipment, so I'm not going to start this today, but I'm going to be starting to do some format changes. I'm going to try to make this show at least 90 minutes instead of at least 60 minutes, and we'll see if I can figure out enough things to hit like a 2-hour mark. But I will say, by this time next week, this show will be about a 90-minute show instead of just a 60-minute show. Now, again, there's going, if I have nothing to talk about, if something comes up, there's going to be I'm not going to dedicate myself, I'm not contractually obligated, all that stuff, all those ifs, all those ands, all those buts, all those asterisks, and all those, like, weird, like, little Jesus symbols that they put in the books when you've already used an asterisk. But I will be making the moves to make this more of a longer show, give you more content, etc., etc., and there you go. So my hair is a little bit. I forgot to brush the left side of my hair. So give me a second there. I'm hearing things downstairs. Sounds like dogs are moving. All right. Hello, Bodan. What's poppin'? All right. So part 2 of what I wanted to say for today's announcements is today we'll start the event that I like to refer to as the Cyber Monday extravaganza. That's correct. My internet username is CyberDemon because when I was 14 years old, actually I think I was 13 when I made the username and 14 when I made the account. But when I was around 13 years old, I was playing Doom and I wanted to play online on Xbox Live, and I was like, yo, what should I call myself? I know, CyberDemon. That sounds cool as hell. It's from Doom. At this point, I played Doom 2, but I was a Doom 1 fan. First and foremost, that was my thing at the time, right? So, played some Doom, wasn't aware of the Revenant. Now my favorite enemy is the Revenant. But either way, my username's CyberDemon. It's a little cringy, but it's from my favorite game. And so every year, there's a makeshift holiday called Cyber Monday. And I have taken ownership. I have expropriated Cyber Monday from, instead of being a capitalist, thing, it is now based around me. It's all about me. It's like that episode of SpongeBob with I think that the boys who cry, they have the song. It's all about me, or it's all about you in that instance is what they say. And they're talking to Pearl the whale. I am not Pearl the whale. I'm actually Andrea the human. And so starting today, I'm going to be doing some all-day streaming. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to play today, but I will be streaming. I know usually I only do Above It All, and then I smoke weed, and then fall asleep, and then do nothing for the rest of the day. This weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, maybe Tuesday, I will be streaming video games. I can't guarantee you the time, I might start around 4 p.m. today. I might start around 2 p.m. today. I'll figure it out by the time the stream is over. Some games that I will be playing some Doom, right? I've got a new mouse coming in the mail, hopefully either today or tomorrow, and when that comes, I'll be playing some Doom. Also, I'll be playing some Spyro. What I'm planning on doing is 100%ing all 3 original Spyro games. I'm not going to guarantee that I'll do that today. Maybe I'll do that today. I don't know, right? But I might do that on Saturday instead. I'm not sure. I could do it today. I don't know. Let me see. That would take, what, 3 hours? No, I'm not going to do it today. I'm not going to do it today. If I did it, I would maybe want to start at noon. That way, I can maybe have a hope of beating all 3 games before, like, 3 a.m. But that's going to be the idea. I'm going to be doing some Crash Bandicoot, presumably. I'm thinking... Actually, you know, I might do this today. I'm thinking of doing Crash 3 105. If you don't know, 105 is 105%. Getting all of the collectibles in that game. I think I might do that today. I want something that's not too long, but also on the console, because I'm waiting for my new mouse. And when I get my new mouse, I'm going to do some Doom stuff. I'm going to do all 3 of the original Halo games. That's going to be fun. And some other stuff. So if you like watching me stream, that should be cool. If you don't like watching me stream, then what the fuck? Like, hello? First of all, low IQ. Come on. Come on. Like, let's be honest, right? Let's be honest.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Unbelievable, right? Anyway, so that's going to be the agenda. Also, that's going to be the agenda for today. I'm sorry if my speech is a little horrendous. Let me drink some more of my soy beverage. But, yeah, so for everyone that gave me the money, I appreciate you. I endorse that behavior. If you want to continue to give me money, that's also fine. However, I don't necessarily need it at this point. Though, you know, again, if you want to give me money on Patreon, that's cool. Highly endorsed behavior. If you want to give me money for some other things, that's also highly endorsed behavior. But thank you for participating in the fundraiser. I did not expect it to be finished in such a short period of time. I was anticipating this going all throughout the weekend. I was anticipating of using the Cyber Monday extravaganza to fundraise because I would be streaming for like 12 hours a day. But that's not happening anymore, so I don't need to do that anymore because it's not happening. Well, I mean, it is happening, but I don't, you know what I'm trying to say. So hopefully this introductory experience, this introductory induction, the introduction, if you will, hopefully this is okay. Hopefully you're not like cringing out of your mind right now. Hopefully your eyeballs are still in their sockets, hopefully, from this experience. And we're going to get on to some news here in a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean right now, actually. We're going to get into some news right now. So here's Donald Trump. And Donald Trump, this came out yesterday evening. Now, again, yesterday during Thanksgiving, my yearly tradition is to drink myself into a stupor. So I was not online really at all yesterday. So Donald Trump says, in this clip that, also, I'm really sorry that this clip is going to have such bad ears. Like, just listen. Like, I'm really sorry about that. Nothing I can do. I could maybe look for another clip. I'm sure that one exists, but this is the one that I found. So this is Donald Trump saying he'll concede the election if and only if the Electoral College deems it so. Let's watch.
Votes for Joe Biden on December 14th. Will you concede the election?
It's going to be a very hard thing to concede because we know there was massive fraud. So as to whether or not I can get this apparatus moving this quickly.
This apparatus. I love
because
that.
time isn't on our side. Everything else is on our side. Facts are on our side. This was a massive fraud. This should never take place in this country. We're like a third world country. We have machines that nobody knows what the hell they're looking at. I mean, you take a look at all the mistakes they made. Look at even Georgia. Look at all the mistakes they made. And all that was is a simple, you press a button. Look at Georgia, all the votes they found just by going, and I said they shouldn't even do it because it doesn't mean anything. They're doing a recount right now in Georgia that is meaningless. The only recount that matters in Georgia is to look at the signatures on the envelope, and you will find that those signatures do not match the people that were many of them hundreds of thousands of them, hundreds of thousands, and I only lost by 12,000 votes. I didn't lose. I didn't even like to say I lose. I only, I guess we're 11 or 12,000 votes short. That's out of millions and millions of votes. They just got it over the line. And one of the things that happened, I did so well, and I was told this in 2 other states, that they didn't know what to do. They panicked. Take a look at their drops at 3 o'clock and 3:40.
I did so well, they didn't know what to do. What? I'm so sorry about your left ear versus right ear. This is the best clip I've found.
42 in the morning on certain states. They did drops where you're going along like this, and then you have a spike that goes up to the ceiling and down. It's disgraceful.
It's up to the ceiling.
We can't let that happen. And I will tell you, in Philadelphia, the Republicans at State House, Republicans are very, very upset. And it's sort of appropriate because Philadelphia has become very activist. If you look at what's going on, they don't want that to happen to Pennsylvania, to the state of Pennsylvania. And it was, I don't even like to use, it was a rigged election.
So, okay, Philadelphia is becoming very activist. Therefore, it's a rigged election. Perfect math. That's perfect math right there. Philadelphia is becoming activist, like the city itself, not the people in the city, but the city itself is going to like get up, it's going to pick itself up and then just get a picket sign. And somehow that equates to a rigged election. Okay, that's an interesting claim.
And it was, I don't even like to use, it was a rigged election.
But sir, just to be clear, if the Electoral College votes for Joe Biden, will you concede?
Well, if they do, they made a mistake because this election was a fraud. Just so you understand, this election was a fraud.
I can't, dude. I can't. Okay. There's so much going on here. I'm super sorry about the 1 ear channel thing. There's so much going on here. So basically, what he says is, if the Electoral College votes for Biden, you know, whatever. I guess it is what it is, right? But what he's saying is he will not say that he lost the election. Like, he might. And also, I just want to say the government has officially started to allow the Biden team to transition. So it's already official as far as the government is concerned. But, you know, if Trump wants to keep doing these delusions, right? The idea that somehow, like I don't, what is Philadelphia's, and I don't even know what that whole thing was about. I'm just like, there's so much going on here, right? But I love how he said, he was like, and I only lost by 12,000 votes. Oh, I don't even like to say that I lost. I only came 12,000 votes short. That was really funny. But I really like, you can really see here, these guys, like, he's a fish out of water. He's fired almost all of his lawyers. The only ones left, like, are like Rudy Giuliani, basically. He's fired everyone. And everyone that he didn't fire, right, they left. Everyone's getting off of the sinking ship. And somehow, like, again, he's going to go to his grave saying it's a rigged election. Why would he do that, you might ask? Why would he violate the rules of reality so brazenly? Because he's profiting from it. That's why. That's the answer. There's 70 million people-ish that voted for him, right? Now, even if, like, 1% of 70 million, you know, people that voted for him believe that the election was rigged, that's still a tremendous amount of people. But there's polling out there that indicates that over 50% of Republicans may think that the election was rigged. So if that's the case, what is 50% of 70 million, right? What is that? That's a lot of fucking millions of people. That's close, right? If it's a majority, it's close to 40 million fucking people that may think that the election is rigged. That's why he's going with this. If everyone in the Republican Party, like the base, not the elitist fucking rhino snobs, right? But the base, if the base were like, damn, this guy's a little nutso, he wouldn't be doing this. But the base, a majority of them agree with it, and even if they don't think the election was rigged, they're down with it. Just the idea, like, okay, whatever, even if it's not rigged, fuck it, we'll try anyway. Like, are they going to say it's rigged in 3 years from now? Maybe not 50% of these Republicans, right? Maybe it'll be, like, lower, back down to the 10 to 20% number. But you will see them try until the last straw has crumbled, because they don't really care about rules. They don't care about regulations. They don't care about democracy or whatever the fuck version of it we pretend to have. They don't give a shit about any of that, okay? All they care about is power. And they will utilize any tool in their tool belt, even if it's illegal, to exercise that ability to gain power. That's their idea there. That's what's going on. So, It's a little ridiculous. It's a little ridiculous. But it's also really funny to watch. So assuming this coup doesn't work out as they're planning, it's really fun to watch. Like, it's just like, again, you've got millions upon millions of Americans that are batshit motherfucking crazy. And it's just incredible. It's incredible. Batshit crazy. They're batshit motherfucking fuck. Damn, dude. Damn. Hello, spammers in the chat room. Spammer. Hello, Turf Apocalypse. Hello, Tank Loaf. Hello, I Am That I Am. What's poppin'? Hello, Drellastams. I think our elections are rigged, but both parties are in on it. I agree with that entirely. 53 counties in Georgia had the exact percentage breakdown of 50.5 to 49.5. That's mathematically impossible. Okay, bud. Hello, Nat Giovanni. I'm no spammer. I enjoy your content. Thanks. What's poppin'? How you doing? All right. Biden can actually reach out to the people that are concerned about election fraud by calling for passage of the SAFE Act, or like almost any of the shit that was passed in the first few months of the recent Congress, like January through March of 2019. Right? Any of that shit. Really? Any of that shit it would be beneficial. But yeah, so there you go. There you go. You got my voice on point? Hell yeah. Hell yeah! Hello, Francis Dasta. What's poppin'? Alrighty. Alright. Okay. Sure. Alright. How's everyone doing today? I'm doing pretty well. Let me finish my little drink here. Ooh! I'm so sorry. Alright. Next story. So this is a little cringy. And by a little cringy, I mean this is like, you know, high alert cringe. So Lara Trump eyes the Senate bid in North Carolina. It would be an incredible thing. It would be an incredible thing. Okay. All right. So this is from CNN Politics. All right. Amid rumblings that President Donald Trump could mount another presidential run in 2024, voters may see a Trump on the ballot before that. Lara Trump, the president's daughter-in-law and campaign advisor, expressed her openness Wednesday to a 2022 Senate bid in her native North Carolina. Right? Yeesh. Right? All right. It would be an incredible thing. What? Like, who says that? Like, that doesn't mean... It would be an incredible thing. It would just be amazing. It would be an incredible thing. You know what would be incredible?
And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint, where they thought about it.
It would be an incredible thing. It's my home state, a state I love so much. And, period. And look, I think we need some strong Republicans in Washington. I'm sorry, I'm reading her little thing in the Trump voice, but I mean, technically it's the Trump voice, right? I need some strong Republicans in Washington, D.C. We had a great run with the Senate and the House this go around, but you know, let's see what happens, she said during an appearance on Fox News. She added, let's get through this one and then we'll talk about the next one. News that Lara Trump was exploring a run was first reported by the New York Times. Senator Richard Burr has previously said he expects to retire at the end of his term in 2022 and return to the private sector. Motherfucker's running away. He doesn't want to lose. He knows North Carolina will not re-elect a Republican. He knows that that's happening. It's on. We're not. We did it one last time. Not happening again, right? Opening the race to a potentially crowded Republican primary. So you can read the rest of this, but I don't know. I'd be surprised if Lara Trump ran. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I'd be surprised in the sense that I don't think Donald Trump would let that occur. I feel like Donald Trump would just say, let me run for the North Carolina Senate. Like, why not have fucking Donald Trump run for the North Carolina Senate? Why not? Right? Run for the Senate and then just immediately run for the presidency just so you can get in there for 2 years. That's what Mitt Romney did in Utah. Right? That's what Mitt Romney did in Utah. He's just pick a random... Yeah, I was the governor of Massachusetts, right? But let's see. Let's look at the map, okay? I don't know. I could maybe win in Nebraska. I could maybe win in Alaska. Oh, let's just pick Utah. Like, that's what these people do. It's like playing chess. They just, which state? Which state could I maybe, all right. So that's what they do. So I wouldn't be surprised if Donald Trump ran for something in 2022 as well, just to get his foot in the door, just to get in the press. You know, why? Why not? Like, there's no reason why not. But also, everyone a part of the Trump dynasty, they're going to cash in on that name recognition as soon as possible. I guarantee you there's going to be like 38 trillion Trumps like coming out like fucking ants when you pick up a rock. Like just scrawning, like running around the fucking pavement until you get the magnifying glass and beam them all to death. That's what's going to happen in this country, I feel. And if not just for Trumps, like actual Trumps, maybe, right? Maybe just the QAnon people in general. Like I feel like that's like you pick up a rock and then all of a sudden like the entire globe turns into like an ant colony, like around you, like one of those cartoons or something, you know? That's what's going on here. Not good, folks. Not good. The future of this country's politics is definitely pretty horrifying. When you got people like Marjorie Taylor Greene in Congress, yowza, right? No good? No good? Yo, this chat room is mega cringe right now. Holy mackerel. Hello, Sam W. Wad up, Saib. I'd say I'm glad I don't have to live with the way this election is going for you, as I live in the UK. Well, I mean, you know, U.S. affects the rest of the world. The truth is okay, there you go. The truth is it affects us too, and B, our government is fucking embarrassing. Yeah, Boris Johnson, no good. No good, man. That's like, that guy is so bad. He's so bad. It's incredible how bad he is, honestly. And then also you have like the Theresa May thing. Like imagine like your last leader had to literally resign because they're so bad at everything. Embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. Hello, Jeff Landry. Mitt was governor of Massachusetts and then became a senator from Utah. He's trying to become... Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They just like pick and choose which state. Like that would be like if I were to run for office... No, I'm not going to run for office in North Carolina. You know, the state that I live in. Maybe not. Maybe the district. No, fuck that. If I run for office, I'm going to run for fucking Alaska's fucking 15th state senate district. Because why the fuck not, right? What? It's bizarre. It's shameless, and it's just ridiculous. Do I think Trump will be able to swing the results of the election and become a president? Well, he already is a president. Did you come in Are you speaking to us from October 13th, fucking 2016? He already is a president. That already happened. Do I think if he can be reelected? No, I don't think that that's going to happen. There's really nothing here at this point. All the lawsuits have failed, I think, except for one. It's really just a giant disaster. And anyone who's trying to hitch themselves to this wagon, they're just doing it as a raw power grab. That's what it is. They don't care about the rules. They don't care about facts. They don't care about reality. They don't care about what the news is. They just want to win. That's all they give a shit about. Really embarrassing stuff. Really embarrassing stuff. I find myself wishing for Theresa May to come back. Incompetence alone is better than competence plus dickheadery. I mean, I'd take Theresa May just for the sheer fact that she's a woman over Boris Johnson. Like, that's at least you got something going on, right? Like, at least there's something there. Boris Johnson is just like, Jesus Christ. Like, the dude's a literal fucking street performer, right? But, like, Theresa May, come on. Like, she's, you know, more fucking girl boss. You know what I'm saying? There you go. Trump was removed from office by a large majority of patriotic Americans. That's correct. Bush lost all the local courts and won in the Supreme Court. That's not going to happen, B-Dog. I'm sorry. 2000 was a completely different world. If you think the Supreme Court's going to be able to do that again, and you think the American people are going to just sit back and let that happen, I'm sorry, that's not happening. There is no possible way the Supreme Court can pick Donald Trump as president without all of them being burnt alive. I'm sorry. That's not happening. The American people, especially the young people in America, they're not going to accept blatant corruption, just like the fucking Gen Xers did in 2000. Useless generation is Gen Xers. Useless fucking people. Imagine, like being as useless as someone born in the Generation X, right? Like, that's your life. You're just that useless. You let a court system, like, violate the Constitution and pick a president and you did nothing about it. Like a bunch of losers, dude. A bunch of losers. The Supreme Court is crazy. Cloud says SC is crazy. I'm assuming you mean the Supreme Court. You could also mean South Carolina. In both cases, that's correct. But if you mean the Supreme Court, no, they are crazy. I just don't think that they're willing to risk everything. Like, this is the thing. They've already got lifetime appointments, dude. They've got lifetime appointments. Why would they, like, be willing to destroy their power? Like, if they picked Donald Trump as president, I don't think it would work. I really don't. I just don't think it would work, right? But if it did work, they wouldn't have their lifetime appointments for very much longer. You know, like, that's my point, right? Like, they just wouldn't have them, like, at all, right? It's just the idea that you would pick a president and then, like, that president being picked destroys your own power. It just doesn't make any sense to me. If I had a lifetime appointment to the Supreme Court, I would do everything in my capability to preserve that lifetime appointment. I would preserve that 9-justice, court system. I would get as much power as I can. I would even try to advocate for an 8-justice system. Have Clarence Thomas retire or whatever, and then just not have a replace. I would try to get as little people on the court as possible, and I would try to keep the legitimacy of the court as long as possible if I were on the Supreme Court. They've already got lifetime appointments. There's no reason for them. There's no fucking reason for them to pick Donald Trump as president. I love America way more than you. My opinion is thus more relevant. I hate America, and I think my opinion is more relevant than these guys. Trumpansies still think Trump's situation is the same as Bush and Gore. Again, yeah, that all came down to one state. Like, we have, like, 5 states here, right? Like, there's a huge difference. And then, like, one of them, Michigan, was a landslide. Like, Trump wasn't even close. Like, it wasn't even remotely close. Like, not even, like, Philadelphia, or rather, I'm sorry, Pennsylvania was also, like, pretty fucking big margin. Like, it's not, this situation is a lot different than, 500 votes in Florida. It's a lot different than 500 votes in Florida. If you are not Gen X, you are not Gen X if you were born in 1982. You had to have been at least a teenager in the 80s. I believe the cutoff is 85. Is it not? I'm pretty sure the cutoff for Gen X is like 85. I think that's where millennials start, isn't it? Maybe it's 80. Is it 80 or 85? I don't know. I have no idea. My point is Gen X sucks. Biden still needs to have the majority in the Senate, otherwise all the decisions will be blocked. That's not necessarily true, but it gives the Biden administration a hell of a lot more reason not to do anything. Now, the executive actions that the Biden administration could take, right, are not even really few and far between. Joe Biden, for example, could eliminate 80% of student loan debt if he wanted to. But that's, like, let's be honest, that's not going to happen. Like, the better situation is if we have the Senate pressuring Biden. Biden pressuring the Senate, that situation's going to be useless for 2 years. Like, we're fucked. You know what I'm saying? So, if the Supreme Court isn't partially functional, people will be more likely to dismantle or replace it. It's part of the whole keys to power thing. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. If I've got a lifetime appointment on the most powerful court in the land, I'm not going to, like, you know, be like a fucking suicide bomber with that shit. You know, like, I'm going to retain that as long as I possibly can. Like, Amy Coney Barrett's like 40-something years old, dude. Like, she could theoretically be on the court until, like, your children die of, like, you know, asphyxiation because, like, the air quality will be so poor in 2050 or whatever. Like, Jesus Christ, right? Anyway, let's talk about the Senate. Let's talk about Joe Biden. So, got an article here. New poll says that a majority of Americans want the Senate to reject Biden's corporate nominees. This is coming from The Jacobin, written by David Sirota. So, as congressional Democrats press Joe Biden to reject investment banking executive Rahm Emanuel's bid to get himself appointed to the cabinet, new polling data obtained by The Daily Poster shows the vast majority of Americans want senators to vote down the presidential nominees who are too closely tied to corporate interests. The Data for Progress survey, sponsored by Demand Progress, found that 60% of respondents believed that Biden appointing corporate executives and lobbyists to his administration would be out of step with his campaign promises. And 68% of respondents believe that if Biden nonetheless puts forward corporate-linked nominees, senators should reject them. That's pretty incredible stuff here. Demand Progress and the Revolving Door Project have been pressing a prospective Biden administration to break with the Clinton and Obama administration's tradition of installing corporate allies in key governmental positions. The groups are poll testing potential nominees with descriptions of their backgrounds to gauge potential public support in opposition for a Biden cabinet. The group's work received a boost when incoming U.S. Rep. Mondaire Jones last week launched a petition calling for Biden to reject Emanuel, who has been floated for transportation secretary or trade representative. That's one of the things. They've got so many of these fucking meme positions. You can basically appoint your whole extended Italian family to these fucking administrations. It's ridiculous. Emanuel left the Chicago mayoralty in disgrace after his administration suppressed video of the police murder of a teenager. Since then, he has become a TV talking head and senior advisor at an investment banking firm that advises big corporations on mega mergers, acquisitions, and restructuring plans. Reps AOC and Jamal Bowman have echoed Jones' demand for Biden to reject Rahm Emanuel. Regardless of what happens with Rahm Emanuel, Joe Biden, has already named 2 cabinet nominees tied to corporate interests, and he is reportedly considering others. Right, and then you can read this whole article yourself, right? But I like to highlight the important bits. I'm not here to be an audiobook person. I should be getting paid for that, right? In a closely divided Senate, opposition to Biden nominees from even a handful of Democratic lawmakers could mean the difference between confirmation and rejection. That potentially gives progressive lawmakers more power in the cabinet selection process. So this is really, the idea here is like, really what you want is someone like Bernie Sanders or Elizabeth Warren, I know I hate her too, right, saying fuck that shit, and then the Republicans still being in QAnon mode and saying we will vote down on every single Biden cabinet member nominee. You might have Susan Collins and Mitt Romney go across there, right? So you might need to poach someone else, like, I don't know, Cory Booker or whatever. Let's get him in there because, you know, Republicans hate that guy. But like, so my point here is like, theoretically, depending on if the Republicans don't do like these things to, you know, push together someone that would obviously benefit their financial agenda, their economic agenda, which they should do if they were smart. But the Republicans right now, they're in free fall. We have no idea how they're going to behave. They could do the classic Mitch McConnell opposition bullshit, or they could just say, fuck it. Let's just get the best we can get. Who knows what's going to happen, right? But, yeah, the idea that a majority of Americans don't want corporate bankster hucksters in the cabinet, that's a duh. Like, you talk to anybody, right? They, like, if they know who Rahm Emanuel is, they probably dislike him. Rahm Emanuel, famous for saying that leftists are R words, right? I'm not going to say that because I don't like that word. But that was one of his famous quotes during the Obama administration. Just calling anyone to the left of Adolf Hitler, they're crazy little college kid, dumbass motherfuckers. They don't know jack shit. Just ignore them. The guy's a legit psychopath. And that's what you have to understand here is that the Democratic Party is compromised or composed of psychopaths. It's just that these psychopaths wear a blue tie, right? Now, in the Democratic Party, you might have 5, maybe 10 non-psychopaths. Maybe they're sociopaths instead of psychopaths, you know, like a step up in the hierarchy of what, you know, you want to have in these situations. But my point here is these motherfuckers need a lot of push and a lot of shove. And if someone gets to the Senate nomination, you need to call your senator, tell them to fuck off, do all of that bullshit, because, you know, it might actually work. Who knows? I have no idea. So, there you go. There you go. That's what's happening. But yeah, I'm not, you know, I'm not delusional. I do think that if a cabinet member that is a corporate-backed cabinet member were to go through, and let's say 5 or so Democratic senators don't hop on board, I think that number can be filled by the Republicans. I think that you're going to see, you know, someone like Susan Collins, Mitt Romney, maybe Ben Sasse Ben Sass has been positioning himself to be anti-Trump. I could see some of these people cross the line to get a corporate gangster in, and then try to, like, undo that damage by their next electoral. Because, again, these senators have 6-year terms, right? So, at the end of the day, it's not going to mean much. Hey, y'all. La Ruth. What's poppin'? I just have to say, this idea that, like, Trumpers, there's more African Americans off unemployment under Trump than Obama's 2 terms. Like, what these Trumpers do is they cite some bizarre statistic that's not really even true, and then they pretend that that undoes the damage of literally everything else. So, children in cages dying of starvation, the highest or the lowest unemployment rate for the blacks. We got the lowest unemployment rate for the blacks, so, you know, what are you gonna do? Doesn't matter. Here we go. I'm sorry. I have to break it out. So, I know that there's children being kidnapped across the border when they trying to come in, just trying to live their lives, you know what I'm saying? They get kidnapped, they get killed, raped and murdered in concentration camps. But did you know that the blacks are doing slightly better? I got a black friend, so I'm not racist. My black friend told me that they made 16 more cents in their paycheck last week, and it's all because of President Trump. Now, I know that the climate is changing. I know that there's forest fires all across the western coast of the United States that's killing many people, you know, destroying hundreds of thousands of homes. But, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck, because the blacks made 16 cents on their paycheck last week. You know what I'm saying? It's goddamn... You know, I know that Donald Trump almost started World War III like 11 months ago by assassinating a top general of another superpower in a region, right? But fuck it. The blacks made a quarter more on their... And I'm not talking about a quarter more percentage-wise. I'm talking about a quarter in the middle. You know, the coin, man. They made one more extra coin in their paycheck than they did the week before. And goddamn gee willikers, let me just tell you, it's some really powerful stuff, man. I know that Obama made the cages and that Trump made more cages and upgraded the cages. But if I just say that Obama made the cages, and when I say Obama, I mean Barack Hussein Obama, he's a Muslim terrorist. I know that when Barack Hussein Obama made them cages, I know that Trump made them way worse. I know that the Trump family separation policy wasn't in the Obama administration, but I'm going to unsincerely say that the Obongo concentration camps are all Obongo. Trump had nothing to do with them. I know that the Trump administration changed all the rules immediately upon taking power in January of 2017, but it don't matter, because if I just say it, I can convince myself that I'm smart. I can convince myself that it wasn't my team. It's not like the Democrats and the Republicans are just two different sides of the same coin doing the same thing. No way, buddy! Me saying Barack Obama's bad is not an indictment on the United States system of governance in any capacity whatsoever. Me saying Donald Trump is good is not an indictment on the United States system of governance in any fashion whatsoever. It's my team over your team. Yeah, sure, my team voted to raise my taxes and lower the taxes of billionaires, right, immediately. I know that I'm paying more taxes and that poor people are more likely to be evicted. Yeah, sure, half of the people in America can't pay their rent right now because we're in an unprecedented pandemic depression. But did you know that Barack Hussein Obama wore a tan suit in 2013? Could you imagine what kind of beta male demon spawn wore a tan suit in 2013? What that means is that it's okay when 50% of people can't pay their rent in the United States of America. The black man wore a tan suit. Can you imagine such a thing? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Let me just tell you, this is a tremendous disaster in our country. Barack Hussein Obama, let me just tell you, even though Donald Trump has made everything that Obongo did much worse, I'm going to say Obongo did bad things, because that's not an admission that these things are bad. It's just an admission that I can't see past the forest. I can't see past the trees for the forest. I can't see jack motherfucking shit. When I say Obama built the cages, what I mean is the cages are bad. And I know that Trump made the cages worse. But when I say Obama made the cages, it's not because the cages are bad. It's because Obama's black. You know what I'm saying? So when the black guy makes the cages, duh, it's bad. But when the white guy makes the cages, those cages, I'll go sit in those cages for a few days. Those cages makes me made to go. Have you seen that wall on the border? Yeah, I know you can just slide right through the bars because it's not a real wall. It's more like a jail cell with wide bars that if you have, I don't know, maybe any form of a human body that's skinny enough to get through, you can get through. I know there's videos of people jumping over the wall, but who cares? Build the wall because the white man made it. Let me just tell you, Trump 2024. Fucking dumb motherfucker, I swear to God, these people are stupid as shit. Fuck me. Whew! Fucking, I live in New Hampshire, therefore cities don't exist. I live in New Hampshire, so that means 50% of renters can pay rent. Or, wait, what? Because I live in New Hampshire. That's, you know, if I were to go to court, right, with the claim that everyone can pay their rent, my supporting evidence for that claim would be, I live in New Hampshire. Duh. Duh. Right? I live in North Carolina, therefore, you know, the sky is orange. Duh. It's 10:51 a.m., therefore, all the birds in the world are dying of cancer. Yeah, sure, those two things might be completely unrelated, but whatever. If I say it, it must be true. Damn, these people are dumb as hell. Jesus. Damn, these guys are dumb. Yeah, when I put the hat on, it fucks my hair up. It just happens. Yeah, I pay rent perfectly fine. That means no one else can pay rent. I'm just saying, I pay rent perfectly fine. Never have an issue. Yeah. So, I ate breakfast this morning. That means that there's no such thing as starving children in Africa. Ding ding! Logic! Logic! I would like to introduce you, everybody, to today's Daily Dullard. Everybody, today's Daily Dullard in the chat room, B-Dog YT. They ate breakfast. That means everyone in the world ate breakfast. Facts and logic. There you go. God, imagine being this fucking dumb. Anyway, this actually segues perfectly into my next segment. So, what would you imagine that you would be doing on the evening before Thanksgiving? If your answer was, I don't know, maybe watching a movie with your family, I don't know, maybe checking over your flight tickets on the flight that you shouldn't be taking tomorrow morning, but you're doing it anyway because you're a selfish piece of shit and you don't care about other people during a pandemic. Maybe, right, you're getting ready, remembering who to call. You're getting a list of who to call because you're staying home. You're a responsible citizen. Well, I've got news for you. If you were doing any of those things, you're lucky. All right, so in Los Angeles, police officers were caught on video using battering rams to evict homeless people from vacant properties on the evening before Thanksgiving. Let's look at this. So this is from NBC News, and I've got some video here on Twitter. So, the California Highway Patrol contended with protesters on Thanksgiving evening as officers forcefully removed people who had taken over vacant state-owned homes in a Los Angeles neighborhood. Children. They used battering rams to scare the shit out of sleeping children. Homeless, sleeping children in the middle of winter. In an unprecedented pandemic and depression, they used battering rams on children. The group Reclaim and Rebuild Our Community said its members occupied the houses in El Sereno on Wednesday, and the so-called reclaimers included families with infants who had been previously living in cars and encampments. Around 100 CHP officers who had assembled nearby to remove the occupants were met by activists who lined up to try to prevent law enforcement from driving away with their members. How much money is being wasted on these cops? How much money is being wasted on the gas, on all the cars that these cops are using to drive to this homeless, these homeless people living in a vacant house? It's not like they broke into someone's house. Oh no, Sally came home and found homeless people in a house, and oh no, these are vacant homes. These homes have no people living in them, right? It is winter. It is cold. There's a pandemic and depression on the evening before Thanksgiving. How much money was wasted by these police officers? Huh? If these people are wasting any more than $50, then why the fuck can't we use that money to make sure that these people have homes? More money was wasted paying for overtime, paying for gas on the cars and the motorcycles that these motherfuckers drove on down here, paying for the equipment that they utilized. More money was wasted on this stupid PR campaign than would have been necessary to make sure that these children had a place to sleep at night. Think about that, motherfucker. Matt Rocco, a spokesman for Caltrans, said the agency requested the CHP remove trespassers so that the properties can be resecured and boarded up because they are unsafe and uninhabitable for occupants. You know what else is unsafe? Sleeping at a bus stop when it's fucking 5 degrees centigrade in the middle of a pandemic. You know what else is unsafe? Sleeping in an alleyway during a rain or snowstorm during a pandemic. You know what else is unsafe? Having millions of veterans, right? Millions of homeless people, some of which are veterans, sleeping on the street at night when we waste more money enforcing these property laws than would have been required to make sure that these people have a place to stay. That, I think, is unsafe, and I think that is uninhabitable for the occupants of this country. Videos posted on social media showed officers using battering rams to knock down the doors of the houses and carrying people out of the yard, where one person appeared to be hog-tied. Social media posts from activists said the removals continued Thursday afternoon. So I've got videos here. Now imagine, again, these so-called human beings are hog-tying children on the evening of Thanksgiving, right? And you could just check these videos here. The evening of Thanksgiving, they're hog-tying children. Because, oh, what about the money? Oh, what about the money? We need the money, they say. How many officers are being dispatched? A job, I don't know, that could have been done by 2 officers? How many I see at least 5 here. Why are you wasting money? Our taxpayer money. Why are you wasting our taxpayer money on having these officers do things when they don't need to do them? They could be sitting at home with their family, yet you're employing them, wasting their money? Wasting our money? Our taxpayer money? Unbelievable.
Inside. Back up. Back up. Back that line. Press can be back there. Back up. Come on. Let's go. Ma'am. Back up.
They have guns. They have guns aimed at children here. So there's more videos, as you can see.
This guy's got his gun pointed into the home.
There's no weapons in the home.
This isn't, you'd be thinking, if you were to look at this clip, you'd be thinking, oh, are they going to arrest a cocaine salesman? You know, like the leader of a cartel? Are you going to arrest the leader of a cartel? No, they're hog-tying children. That's what they're doing. You might be thinking, oh, why are we wasting thousands of dollars breaking into this house? You know, clearly it must be a public health, concern. Maybe public safety. Maybe there's nuclear weapons being constructed. Maybe there's a meth lab in here. Nah, just children sleeping. Just children sleeping.
Illegal.
Children fucking sleeping. Get the guns, get the SWAT team for the sleeping children. These are not human beings. I want this to be explicitly clear. There is no good cop. There is no such thing as a good cop. These are not human beings. These are tools. These people, they have no empathy. They have no soul. They have no humanity. They are robots. They are NPCs. They are tools of evil, right? If these people, remember, during the Nuremberg trials, when all of the Nazi officers were being held, right, at trial, what was their excuse? I was just following orders. Adolf Hitler told me to go murder 6 million Jewish people. I was just following orders, they said. That's what these people are saying. Oh, I'm just following orders. I was told to hog-tie children in the middle of the winter during a pandemic, so I did it. All the money being wasted on this stupid fucking garbage could have been used to make sure that these children had a place to sleep at night. But they're not doing that. They being the United States government. Why? Because it is a government that profits off of the poor. It profits off of this. They make money in the contract fees. They take the margins, percentages off. You think when these cops buy supplies like guns and battering rams, who do you think is selling those guns and battering rams to these police departments? Rich corporate donors that are making these policies. The same ones that tell kids that they need to be hogtied and thrown into the cold are the ones making money off of the rope being used to hogtie them. These people are not humans. They're not people. They're not thinking beings with families. They are evil scumbags. There is no good cop. There is no good cop. If you think there's a good cop, you are falling for propaganda. I'm sorry. Yes, even your uncle, your brother, your father. I know they might pretend to be a good cop, but that's all part of the ruse. They are trained to be husks of people. They are trained just like serial killers try to be normal. Oh, I'm just that creepy guy next door. Well, I'm not that creepy. You know, I'm not that. I'm cool. I've got a girlfriend and I've got 3 children. I'm totally not a serial killer. That's what cops are. Google 40% police. What pops up? You tell me. These people are not humans. There is no way you can watch this. You're going to tell me you're going to watch this. You're going to watch this and tell me these are anything but Nazis in the modern day? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Law and order? Public safety? Protect and serve? These are homeless people. These are people with nowhere to go. And again, oh, it's not about, oh, those properties need to be sold. You know, it's hurting the market. Fuck the market, dude. How much money is being wasted? How much money is being wasted on this? Having this stupid PR show? Having 30 neo-Nazi soldiers go in there and hog-tie children? How much money is being wasted on such a thing? You tell me.
And you know that. This is stolen land.
They have guns pointed at children, dude. They have guns pointed at children. Like, can you believe that? Guns pointed at children? Protect and serve my fucking asshole, dude. It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. Anyone, if you support the cops in any capacity, I'm sorry. I really, and I'm not trying to be rude, but if you support the cops in any capacity, your brother's a cop, your uncle's a cop, I'm sorry, okay? I've got a bridge to sell you. Would you like to sign my contract and give me some money on a weekly basis for this bridge that totally exists and is totally not irreparably damaged? Because I would love to sell you that bridge. I would love to. Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus fucking Christ. It's just unbelievable. It's not. There's no middle ground. There's no gray area. There's no compromise. There's no centrist position. I'm sorry, but. Baby or BB, I'm sorry. How did you, let me cite the Discord message you sent me. I'm so sorry on the pronunciation of your name. I'm so, was it like baby or something? Pronounced baby. Yes, okay. I'm sorry, like, and again, I'm sorry. Your dad might have been a good father to you personally, and that may have been true, but that doesn't mean he was a net positive for the world. And yes, I understand, right? Having good, well-meaning people in the positions such as the police is better than not having good, well-meaning people in positions such as police, right? But if you're a cop for 30 years, chances are you've arrested someone for marijuana. Like, again, you said you described, and I'm not trying to make you hate me or make you hate your father, right? You said your father was a by-the-book cop. Well, the books are the problem, okay? If your father arrested someone for smoking a blunt, right? I'm sorry, they have had a net negative effect on the world. Their impact on the world is net negative, not net positive, because the book is what the problem is. And again, I'm not trying to say you should hate your dad. I have people in my family that were cops. They're garbage. They were abusive to my family, to me, and they're trash. I have many family members, not many, like maybe 2 or 3, of my family that were in law enforcement. They're all sociopaths, right? They abused my family, right? They abused me whenever I spoke to them, whenever I was around them. They were awful and evil people, because that's the mentality that cops breed. If someone goes into being a police officer and is a good, well-intending person, chances are they're going to come out to be completely different, because the police officer, the job of being a police officer, is meant to desensitize you to violence that you're inflicting on people. If you arrest someone for marijuana possession, cocaine possession, heroin possession, if you arrest someone for drug possession of any kind, you are a net negative impact on the world. If you evict someone for any reason at any point, you are a net negative on the world. You are not a positive impact on the world. You are a net negative. Now, again, sometimes people do jobs that are useless, right? Now, I would say, you know what else is a net negative? You know, a lot of software developers are probably net negatives. Like the people that work at Facebook, there are probably net negatives on the world. They are doing a disservice to the world on the whole, on the full, than they are, you know, for example, on you know, like making a positive impact. You know, like for example, Facebook is monopolizing facial recognition software with, you know, and like using it to, you know, police their systems and stuff, you know? Like, the point is, these are unnecessary positions. You know, that's my point. And I would rather have well-meaning cops in these positions than straight-up sociopath, psychopath cops, right? And that's a preferable option. But at the end of the day, a cop is still a cop. A Nazi is still a Nazi. There were many people during the Nuremberg trials who tried to defend their parents. Oh, my dad didn't have a choice. They were following orders. These people used the same arguments during the Nuremberg trials. I'm sorry. If you've ever evicted someone, you're garbage. Like, it's just, I can't forgive anyone. Having been homeless before, having faced housing issues, having faced, like, having issues with what, like, you know, food insecurity, I cannot forgive someone that has made it their career. That's what they dedicated their life to, you know? I cannot respect them. And if you can, I mean, I'm happy for you. And if there's that one exception, I'm happy that your father was nice to you, because a majority of police are domestic abusers. I know this firsthand. The people in my family that were police were domestic abusers. They were evil scumbags, right? So if your dad isn't, that's awesome, and I'm happy, and I'm genuine. I'm not trying to be facetious. I'm grateful that they are not a psychopath, but you have to understand, most of these people are psychopaths. And the books, even if they're doing things by the books are the problem. But I'm not trying to, you know, make you cancel your dad. You know, like, that's not my position. If you disagree, that's fine. You know, I'm not here to say your dad should be canceled. But I'm just, you know, saying, yeah, these cops are just following orders. They're just doing things by the book, right? But they're using battering rams on children. They're hog-tying children and pointing guns at children. Like, I'm sorry. If you're in that position, you don't get to make that argument. I'm sorry. And if you're a cop for 30 years, chances are you've been in that position more than once. Chances are you've busted someone for drug possession more than once. Chances are you've enforced an arbitrary law on a poor person that you wouldn't have enforced on a richer person more than once. And if you've done those things, you are a net negative on the society that we live in. But again, a lot of people are net negatives. But not everyone is a net negative paid for by the state that enacts policy that is made for by the state. Like, for example, right? A used car salesman, they might be a net negative, right, on society. You know, selling people lemons or whatever. But it's not like the state is paying them to do so. And that's why I'm less critical of used car salesmen than I am of police. Because it's not about enforcing the law, it's about enforcing a moral code of ethics. If you sign up to protect and serve, and in that goal, you hog-tie children and point guns at them, I'm sorry, you're not protecting and serving. You're a weapon and a tool of fascism. There's no if, there's no and, there's no but, as far as I'm concerned. But that's just me. There are no good cops, because you're either a cop that does immoral, evil shit, or you're a cop that lets them get away with it. If you speak out about the evil shit, you get fired. That's true, for sure. Yeah, baby, I don't disagree. The law needs to be changed. But my point is, you don't need to, like, people break the law and not have enforcement on them all the time. White collar criminals, for example, they break the law all the time. Insider trading, breaking contracts, maybe stealing property. Like, white collar crime never has people with guns point their guns at their faces and hogtie their children in front of them. Right? Like, when's the last time a white collar criminal has had their kid with a gun in their face hogtied and thrown out of a window? Because I've never seen it. So the cops are capable of not enforcing certain laws. So if you're enforcing drug possession laws, but you're not enforcing insider trading laws, I'm sorry, law and order, that argument is out the window. It no longer, there's no longer a discussion there about law and order. It's not about the book. It's about the selective enforcement of that book. But yeah, I mean, I know there's plenty of police officers that I've spoken to. Some of my friends are cops or ex-cops or whatever, and they all tell me the same story, is that the system is corrupt. And my question to them is, unless you're an ex-cop, if you're admitting the system is corrupt, I want you to tell me how you participating in that system is a net positive. Like, again, if you're in there and you're saying, like, I am in there to enforce white-collar crime, and I turn a blind eye on drug possession, I'm down to listen to that argument. Like, if you want to say that, like, yeah, if I see someone with drugs, I will not bring them in. And if I see someone with insider trading, issues, prosecutors, for example, if you have a prosecutor who's in your pocket, we can enforce that, like, kind of stuff. I'm totally down to listen to that argument. But as far as I see, that's, it's not working out that way, so fuck cops. Like, for example, me personally, I'm white, right? I'm white, and I'm fairly attractive, I have smoked weed in front of police in several different states where it's illegal. I have not once been questioned. I have not once been, stopped and frisked. I have not once even been looked at, interestingly, right? Like, I have, like, people, like, cops have just ignored me smoking weed. They can smell the weed fumes in front of them, and they have done nothing because I'm a white person. And I've got friends, right, that are not white people that have been smoking, like, a cigarette, like, miles away from a cop, or, like, a cop is driving and they see them smoke a cigarette and they pull over and say, "What's in that cigarette? You got weed in there, buddy? You smoking drugs in that cigarette?" I've heard that happen, right? So, I mean, I don't know. Until those things change, I feel like we need to prioritize these discussions. Just so you know, I'm mad and I don't dislike any of you. Are you mad or not mad? Is that a typo? I don't dislike you either. We're good. We can agree to disagree. That's fine. But I'm going to explain my position. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Anyway, fuck cops. That's my opinion on the cops. Okay. But yeah, we're good. Everything's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. I don't want to make anyone in the chat room uncomfortable. In that sense, like, I know that that's one of the ways that law enforcement saps into, like, people, that makes people think that law enforcement is okay the way it is, oh, my dad's a cop, my brother's uncle's best friend's a cop. Like, if you know a cop and you know them to be a normal person, like, that's part of the propaganda. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, my son went to the military, so that means I support my troops, and because I support my troops, that means I can't criticize foreign policy, because my son's in the military, so I can't, I'm not allowed to talk about how maybe we shouldn't be in these wars, or maybe this because my son's in the military. I don't want to disrespect my son. He's in the military. Like, that's what this kind of thing is. And a lot of people are in that position where you, baby, said that, the laws do need to change, and that's an important acknowledgement. But a lot of people, when they have that friend or that family member or whatever, they don't think that the law should be changed. They just, like, have, like, an uncritical support of that. It boils down to enforcing laws equals arbitrary, but maintaining peace and helping in the community could replace. This is the thing. If your job description is protect and serve, right? Bitch motherfucker, if I've got a roach in my kitchen and I call you, you best come down here and protect and serve my ass. Like, if you got nothing to do and your options are 1, come kill this fucking roach, option 2, go arrest that 18-year-old black kid for marijuana possession, bitch motherfucker, you come kill this roach. I think cops we should expand the definition of what cops are able to do, right? If I can't open a jar of pickles, right? If we're spending billions of dollars on law enforcement, right? Billions of dollars are being spent on law enforcement, right? Only like 4% of violent crimes are stopped by cops in progress, right? I feel like, bitch motherfucker, if I can't open this mayonnaise, you come open my mayonnaise. If I can't reach a box of cereal on the top shelf, you come get this cereal on the top shelf, you know? I just don't believe in blanketing every person in something when you don't actually know what goes on in everyone's lives. And it's not that, like, again, when I say all cops are bad, I'm not saying necessarily that each cop is a bad person on a personal level. I am saying that the role of policeman in the society that we live in is bad. And if you are that role, you are a net negative. I'm not trying to say that, again, I have a lot of friends that are ex-cops. They have told me, like, what goes on when you're a cop, and they say, fuck that shit, I got the hell out of there. Now, does that mean that I think that they're terrible people for being cops for 20 years? No. I think anyone can rehabilitate themselves if they put effort into such a thing, right? But, you know, there you go. Ex-cops are the best cops. I agree. The cops who speak up about these evils get fired, so there are no longer cops. That's the point. No, for sure, I know a lot of cops that got fired. You know? Like, they refused to enforce something, and then, like, someone ratted them out, or whatever, you know? Like, that happens. Like, that's one of the problems, is you need to deal with the system. And I feel like defending police as an institution is doing these police off, these hypothetical good cops, I think it's doing them a disservice. Because I feel like if someone really is a good cop and they really do want to do positive things with the role of law enforcement, that they would be in agreement with me. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a cop and you think that black people shouldn't be stopped and frisked at a rate 5 times or 15 times higher than white people, then you got to be the change. You got to agree with those things. What you should do, you know, is you should go to city council meetings and say, I'm a cop. These laws need to change. I have seen so many of my partners in law enforcement arrest needlessly young, non-white males for drug possession and let white males go away for drug possession. This needs to change immediately. You know, if you want to be a good cop, you need to be proactive about it. You know what I mean? You can't just be like, sometimes I let the black kid slide. Like, I only arrest, 15% of the black kids I see. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry. It's just, I don't know. You need to have some counterbalance, in my opinion. How do I think cops will be now that Biden is taking over? I honestly am not sure. I think you're going to see a lot of libs all of a sudden like cops that didn't like cops a couple months ago. And I think you're going to see a lot of the people that loved cops a couple months ago all of a sudden be anti-cop. It's certainly going to be interesting. I mean, a cop shouldn't be worried about the safety of his family for being a good cop. And that only enforces my point. Is if a cop has to tell you, like, hey, we might be unsafe, we might need to go into witness protection because some of my coworkers want to kill me. That says a hell of a lot about the job that they're working. Like, if my mother came back from working at the grocery store and was like, hey, down at aisle 6 in the produce section, Timmy and Ronnie were talking about killing me. We might need to run away. Like, I would be like, damn, maybe you shouldn't be working there. That would be my response. But, yeah. And it's also an important thing to note that police 30 years ago are a lot different than police now. Like, the cops that are getting involved in police work now are a lot of a different kind of person than those that did so in the 1980s or so. That's another thing. But again, like, I think all cops are bad. I think the position and the role of the police in this country is bad, and I'm down to defend that. But I'm also, you know, I understand that there are decent, you know, people that are cops, and that's, you know, that's something we gotta... If I were to sit here and tell you that your dad's a piece of shit and a garbage person and you should hate them, I would be wrong, because that's not true, you know? They all fought against corruption in our city, in our city's police department. Those are things you don't see in the news. I mean, I've read news of cops doing good things, no, for sure. But I mean, all it does is rehabilitate the image of cops without really any gains, you know? Like, if the laws themselves are bad, right, as they are, and cops aren't even following the laws, and they're doing things that are worse than the laws, right, that's pretty bad. But, you know, we need to... The conversation of defund the police is an extremely important one, because these people should not be in these situations. No human being should be in a situation where they're pressured to murder a black kid because their partner is a racist. You know? No one should have to see their partner shoot an unarmed teenager in the back while they're running away from them. No one should be in those situations. So when I say things like defund or abolish the police, for these people, these good cops, it benefits them. If you defund the police, it is a net benefit, because then they have less things that they need to worry about. They have less things that they need to be fearful of. You know, if you make it so the cops don't need to, you know, evict children, you know, if a cop doesn't need to hog tie a 15-year-old and throw them out the window, then that cop is going to have higher quality mental health. You know, it helps those people not become desensitized tools of evil. But anyway, the show's about over. We can have a conversation about this another time if you'd like. I'm going to be streaming a lot today. I'm going to be starting the 4th episodic installation of the Cyber Monday extravaganza. So I will be playing some PlayStation 1 games today. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be playing today. But obviously, if you like Above It All, you're going to like the rest of my streams. It's the same shit, except I play a video game at the same time. It's the same shit, okay? If you want to come into my stream while I'm playing Crash Bandicoot and talk about how Trump is the rightful winner of the election, feel free. I will literally talk to you for hours about that topic. If you want to come in and talk about, well, you know, what kind of police reform we should forefront and put in the foreground of the conversation, I'm all ears here, right? It's just that I'd also be playing Crash Bandicoot. But again, I will be streaming a lot this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I might do Tuesday as well. We'll see. Maybe I should try to grift some more money out of y'all. I don't know. Maybe we'll see about that. Philip Mitchell. Andrea, do you like Legend of Mana? Never played it. B-Dog, even though you're a dumbass and yeah, you know, whatever, I appreciate that you like my content. I appreciate you have a sense of humor. I was very dumb when I was a teenager, and so, you know, if you watching my streams every once in a while could be a step in the journey of you becoming a smarter person in the future, not being a Trumper and a bootstrapper, that's great. I'm happy to be in this part of your life, so. And that goes to all the Trumpers that watch me. Because I know I used to be a new atheist libertarian, right? You know, so like, I thought a bunch of dumbass shit way before. I used to be one of those free speechers that was like, you know, I have the constitutional right to say whatever I want, as offensive as possibly could. You know, like, just for the shock value. So, I mean, I get being cringe. And you know, if you want to stop being cringe, I will gladly be a stepping stone. Hello, JL. Thank you for the $2. Thank you for the great show. Yay. Anyway, goodbye, everybody. I will see you tomorrow. That's correct. I will, in fact, see you tomorrow. And by tomorrow, I mean today. I will, in fact, see you later today. I will be streaming. Let's say I will be live by 4 p.m., but if you look at my YouTube page, I'm going to open up the stream page in the next hour, so you'll see when the time will be. But I would say within the next 4 hours. Hello, Bongo. Thank you for the $10 super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay? Bye-bye!
Good news is, for me, I'm here. The bad news for you is, I'm coming back.
No good, really bad for you.
I don't wear a mask like him. Every time you see him, he's got a mask. He could be speaking 200 feet away from me. He shows up with the biggest mask I've ever seen.
8 months after his alleged meeting with the Burmese executives. So this Burmese, they say, pronounce it Burmese. A real beautiful company.
He was not a loser. He was a patriot, and the people left behind there were heroes. And I resent like hell. I'm talking about my son, Bo Biden. You're talking about
I don't know, Bo. I know Hunter got thrown out of the military. He was thrown out dishonorably.
That's not true.
14 years. And he didn't have a job until you became vice president.
I'm about to be 34 and I have no family. Because my dad had 2 kids by the time he was 27.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man. You know what the problem is, though? It's definitely not me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's everybody else. Bye-bye.
And he's like this, and we were, I need water, help me, I need water.
Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. Bad deal, should have never been thought of.
It's not that they don't want to help. They don't know quite what to do. Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone. Make sure the kids hear words. A kid coming from a
No good, really bad for you.